So basically, I am thinking about showing you what's it like. So a lot of people think about what's it like to move from, say for example, the Western country like the US to some place like Asia. Well, guess what? It's not that simple, right? Because you figure that everything will be better. Maybe, maybe not. It depends on what city and state you're moving from to that city and state. So let's think about this. Let's take the most iconic or the most populous or most populated area in the US, which is, I believe, in New York, to the most populated area in Korea, which is Seoul. So what's it like to move over? So today I'll be going over the details of that. So looking at first of all, one of the things we'll look at is, hey, is everything cheaper or more expensive? So one of the things to look at is my favorite site I will show you now is called numbeo.com. So if you look at New York City, right, to Seoul, you can see overall the index difference for consumer prices, rent prices, restaurants, and groceries are all lower, except the purchasing power is a bit less. So if you can see, looking at USD, right? So New York, so everything's cheaper here, everything. Then look at the market. Okay, milk is expensive, so anything above 10% I think is too expensive. So don't drink milk, which makes sense now why a lot of Asian people are lactose intolerant.
Oh my god! Now,
Another thing is, oh my god, beef. I guess beef is a premium. I guess if you're in America, eat as much beef as you can. Banana, I don't know why, maybe that's more expensive. I wonder if because Korea is such a conservative culture that they use banana for something else. Oh well. Anyways, so everything else seems pretty reasonable, like discounts, cheap, especially cigarettes. Look at how cheap cigarette is. Man, that's why a lot of smokers in Asia. So, gasoline, cars expensive. So in Korea, just don't drive pretty much. Don't drive, you don't need to drive. And then basic, that's 10%, don't worry about it. But you see everything else like significantly cheaper. Yeah, like, oh, guess what? Housing, can you believe it? It's more expensive to live in Seoul than to live in New York. So when you buy a place, damn, that's a let's check out rent. Renting is so much cheaper, but buying is really expensive. So it seems like it's a better deal in Korea to rent rather than to buy, which is very interesting. So you can see the salary is also a lot less, right? So yeah, I'm not sure like how much less. It's 55% less. So let's see, is it even worth going there? So in that case, let's figure out what the average salary is, right? So we should, in Seoul, you see it's about $4,360, give or take the exchange rate. So here, it's pretty lower. So I guess it's a little bit higher, should be a little bit higher. Now looking at average salary in Europe, so this is saying it's about what, 6 times 12, so 80,000. So here's about 100,000. So you can see that this is a little bit lower, which is fine. The ratio should be accurate. So about 55%. So if you're looking at, let me see what else. Now, one of the things is look at the equivalent salary calculator. So look at, okay, so if I make 50,000 let's try 100,000, it's kind of 6 figures, right? Every girl's like that, 6 figures. Bare minimum 6 figures. So you see that you need about 55,000. I think the USD is strong right now, but that can change anytime. So just say 70,000, so it's about 30%. So even this is like 45% cheaper, right? So 45% cheaper. But we look at the cost of living, right? So the salary, you're actually making 55% less on average. So what that means is if you move to Korea, you're gonna be poorer. Your life's gonna suck a lot more than if you live in New York. Think about that. Sometimes moving abroad, even though it's cheaper, does also mean the income is lower. So you want to think about that. So from that perspective, definitely not worth it. Stay in America. Do not go to Asia, right? So if you want to check, like you say, what if I'm from like Buffalo? No. What's a very middle of nowhere? I can't think of. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Okay. So it seems here it's pretty similar. You're making 30% less. But look at cost of living calculator. If we change to so we can change the cities to compare cities. Milwaukee to what is it? Seoul. And compare. Okay, everything is still. Whoa, 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 whoa! What is this? Whoa, your daily living expenses will go out like crazy. Let's just go all the way to the end and see what happens. So you're still making like 35% less, but you need to make almost equivalent to survive. So it's probably not that worth it. So one of the things like you need to consider is lifestyle. So in this example, obviously moving there, it does not look good. Specifically look at these things. Yeah, no good, no good. So let's go back to New York. So you see New York. Yeah, I think you have more fun, but based on the income, it's just not worth it. Not worth it. I can't. Yeah, so you will have a worse time moving than a good time. So it's best to stay where you are, save up the money, and just go there for vacation. Unless you're retired, then you can go there too. But for the most part, as you can see, Seoul, all the BTS, all the K-dramas, and all that stuff, yeah, your lifestyle, realistic speaking, you'll have more fun going out, but overall, you're not gonna enjoy life that much. You're gonna stay home most of the time to save money, and you'll be eating less convenience store food. So, from that perspective, I believe it is better to stay in America rather than go to Asia, for Seoul at least. So on the next one, I would definitely compare something else. But for now, based on this, I don't think it's a good idea. And so don't let all the cultural things lure you in unless you have another plan, or you're gonna be making American income in Korea. Because if you look at what's the top 1%, let's search for Google. Top 1% of income in Seoul. So it's about $236,000. Right, when the US is about 500, 600. So you can see the big difference. So from that perspective, do not move to Korea right now.